Hello, everybody. It's been over a week since I done a video. If you live in our area, you know we had ice this week. That sure makes being a farm girl really makes it rough on us. Well, not too rough on us. I went to church a week ago Sunday. That was the last time I was out of the house. Every time you have a 29th birthday, you kind of get a little bit more and more afraid of falling. So I stayed in. I stayed in and, well, I saw yesterday was the first time I got out, was Saturday. And Ronnie was out feeding cows, and I said, Ronnie, you think I can make it to Walmart? He said, oh yeah, I think by the time you leave it'll be fine. So I left about 11. And he talked to me all the while I was on the phone. He talked to me on the phone all the while I was going down the mountain. And our mountain road is on the north side, and it's covered. The trees do like this, you know. Even though there's no leaves, the trees shade the drive. So it was solid ice. I mean, you know, it was still on Saturday, it was solid ice. But he said, I think you can make it down. So he talked to me till I got to the cattle guard. He said, once you get to the cattle guard, you'll be fine. And so he talked to me, and I made it to the cattle guard, and okay, I'm here, so I'm going on down. So I was fine, and I get to Walmart, and, like I said, I hadn't been out of the house since Sunday. And so I'm checking out, and I feel somebody coming close to me, and I turned around, and it was my good friend Gina Myers. Now, she is a farm girl. She's not learning to be one. She is one. And she said, Brenda, I've been looking for your videos. And I said, Gina, I haven't made any. And she said, I know. She said, I keep scrolling and looking for them, and there hasn't been any. I said, well, let me tell you why there hasn't been any. I have been in the house, and I get up, don't put no makeup on, stay in my pajamas biggest part of the day, and, no makeup whatsoever, and just lounging around. And she said, well, that's part of being a farm girl. Well, Gina, I didn't make it. I just didn't make it. So I said, well, I'm going to make one when I get home. Well, there was a story to that. She sent me a message on Facebook, and she said, I'm waiting. And I said, well, it's a long story. So I'm going to tell you what happened, Gina. I leave Walmart, and I'm going home, and I get almost to our turnoff on the highway, and I was like, Lord, bring something to my remembrance that I can talk about on a video about being a farm girl. I said, would you bring something to my remembrance, please? So I turn off the highway and start up the mountain. And he didn't have to bring anything to my remembrance. I got it just a little ways up that. See, I drive a little car now. I didn't like driving that big truck everywhere I went. Hard to get in, hard to get out of. So we got me a little car, and Ronnie he's got the truck. And he's got a farm truck, but it's got a trailer hooked to it to haul hay with. And anyway, I like my little car. So I get going up that road. I didn't get very far at all till I start sliding to the ditch. And I get it back in the center of the road, and my front end goes one way and the tail end goes another. And I just put it in park. I still slid when I put it in park. And I thought, well, I'm not the farm girl I thought I was. I thought I could do this. So Ronnie was at the house. He was up here feeding cows. So I got on the phone. I said, Ronnie, would you come and pull me up the hill? I can't get up this mountain. He said, sure, I'll be right down there. So I'm sitting there watching, and I'm looking through the trees, watching for that white truck. And I thought, is that the four-wheeler? Boy, just sure enough, here he comes. And I thought, is he going to pull me up on that four-wheeler? Now, I don't think this is going to work. I was confused. So anyway, he got where I was, and so he said, why don't you get in the passenger seat and I'll see if I can drive it up. And I said, okay, I don't think you can, but okay, maybe you can. So we got in that car. I got in the passenger seat, and I mean, he floorboarded that thing. We had a little trouble getting going, but once he got going, man, we just zoomed and flew up that mountain. We got to the really bad drop-off part, and I was a little nervous. The drop-off was on my side. But we made it. And we got up to the house. Of course, I left out the part that I was so scared when I called him. I was crying like a baby because I'd never been in that situation before. So when we got to the house, I said, oh, Ronnie, you're my hero. And boy, I was so excited, and he carried my groceries in, and he said, well, won't you put away the groceries and I'll walk back down the mountain and get the four-wheeler. And I said, no. I said, we can take the truck down there. And I said, I'll drive the truck back. He said, okay. I said, I can do it in the truck. I said, it's that car that I can't do it in. So anyway, we drive down. He gets out to get on the four-wheeler. And I said, Ronnie, how about I drive the four-wheeler up? He said, Bryn, if you think that car was bad, you should drive this four-wheeler on ice. I said, oh, okay. So he said, just put it in drive and give her heck. Get on up the mountain. That's what I did. And I made it all the way to the top, from the bottom to the cattle guard, from the cattle guard to the top of the mountain. I made it. And I said, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for getting me home. And I figured out one thing. Farm girls drive trucks for a reason. Real farm girls drive trucks. And they drive trucks because you never know what you're going to have to drive through. Now, I got a city girl car. I'll admit that. But I can drive that four-wheel drive truck and get around. But I didn't have it here to drive. So I drove my city girl car. But farm girls really don't have any business driving a car in bad weather like we had. And, we had a rough week. I mean, it was awful. It was really awful. It would melt a little bit during the day, just a little bit, not much. Then it'd freeze back at night, be slicker than ever. And I think Ronnie worked Wednesday for a little bit, and Thursday and Friday all day. But, you know, you can't hardly do much on ice at all. You can't maneuver. But anyway, all the animals, oh yeah, and then he had trouble. His tractor that's 4-wheel drive had a flat on the front tire. Well, nobody's open because of the bad weather. He took it to town Tuesday. Nobody was open. Nobody was open any day to fix a flat. So he had to drive the tractor that's not 4-wheel drive. And you have to have a 4-wheel drive on a farm. He had as much trouble with that tractor that wasn't 4-wheel drive as I did with that car, or more so, because he had to go and hay in places that, I mean, it was bad, but he made it. He didn't give up. He made it. So anyway, I was glad to get to go to church this morning and see everybody. It felt like it'd been a long time. We didn't have Bible study Tuesday night. We didn't have church Wednesday. So I felt like it'd been a really long time since I'd seen everybody. But it was good to go and good to see everybody. We heard a wonderful message by Brother Gibbs, and it was just a great day at church. And anyway, Ronnie's gone to haul hay because we're out up here on the mountain, so he's having to go get some hay that he's got at Honey Hill. So we'll have hay for this week because he has to get back to work tomorrow. But anyway, I hope everyone has a blessed day. And surely I'll have something a little bit better to tell you maybe tomorrow. I'll be trying to think of some of our farm stories. I mean, my goodness, I need to write them down. But anyway, no matter what your troubles are, no matter how your day went, when it's all said and done, leave it at the cattle guard. Don't take it home with you. It's okay, it's over. And if you feel it's necessary, pick it back up the next morning. But you're going to find out it's not really necessary. Be kind to everybody. Love your neighbor. And if you get a chance, do something nice for somebody tomorrow. Do something nice. I know one day I had a load of big boxes at the post office. And one day, well, it's happened to me 2 or 3 times, but somebody's always been there, able to help me carry them. One day John Garrett was there. One day Rex Gwynn was there. And that they did nice things for me. They carried those packages for me. And if I'm at Walmart and somebody has to reach something for me, I always tell them, thank you, you've done a good job. You've done your good deed. So I love everybody. Have a good and a blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.